afternoon everyone. I am Devika Mehta and today I am standing in Cluster University, Jammu. Today I'll be talking to an eminent personality, Miss Anju Bhasin. Miss Anju Bhasin is the Vice Chancellor of Cluster University, Jammu. She's done her PhD from Jammu University, MPhil and MEd from Jammu University as well. She's done her research from Geneva. Hi ma'am, how are you?
I'm good.
And welcome to Mystic Interviews. And it's an honor to have you here today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So please tell us something about your professional journey.
Well, let me start from the fact that I did my PhD, and then after doing my PhD, I worked a little bit as a postdoctoral student at Jammu University itself. And during my PhD training and the postdoctoral training, I worked on an experiment which was basically in Geneva. And this is one of the world's largest lab which is there for particle physicists. And then I joined as a faculty at Jammu University itself. I've been teaching in Jammu University for a long time, and then I was also doing research. I was a part of the research group which was again involved in experiments in Geneva as well as in the US. So that's where I basically started, and then I moved to this Cluster University.
And how has your experience been so far in Cluster University?
Well, it's a very challenging job because it's a new concept. And Cluster University of Jammu and Cluster University of Srinagar were the first ones in the country to start on this particular concept. It's a new concept of MHRD, which is the Ministry of Human Resource Development. And they basically wanted that the colleges which have reached up to a certain level, they have clustered them together to form a university, and the university will be built on these. So these are undergraduate colleges. So the minimum requirement was 3 to 5 colleges, and J&K government decided on 5 colleges each, 5 in Jammu and 5 in Srinagar. So we have 2 universities which have come up in the state. So we started last year in March 2017, and it's a challenging job in the sense that there are lots of things which are new to the system as well, and new to the faculty which is already posted at the colleges itself.
So that is really nice. And tell us something about your research.
If I talk about my research, in that case, as I told you earlier also, I was involved in an experiment in Geneva, and this is an experiment which is basically called as the Big Bang experiment. And most of the people know about it, and most of the people in India came to know about it when a few of our news channels started publicity which was in the negative way. So that's how we came into fame within India. But it's a worldwide experience, and where it's a world lab which was built up immediately after the World War, and it's called as the European Center for Nuclear Research, more commonly known as CERN, which is basically an abbreviated form in French for Center for Nuclear Research. There are, the experiment which I work in, we have about 1,500 scientists right now. These are physicists, engineers, then even students which are part of it. So this is a huge experiment, huge experimental sites also. So CERN has 4 experiments in this category, out of which 2 India is participating. So it's on a national level. We are about 10 laboratories in one experiment, and roughly about the same in the other experiment. About a total of 50 to 60 scientists in each of them. So it's a huge contribution from India, and recently we are now, the laboratory has the same structure as the United Nations. So it has a council, where earlier the members were only European member states. Now they had opened it, out of which India was one of the applicants. India got through as a member state. and this was because of the contribution made by various scientists and engineers from India. Because of that, we recently got a status of a member state.
Amazing.
So that's exactly what we are doing, and the experiment basically talks about what the universe looked like at the beginning when the universe was created.
Right.
So it's essentially that kind of.
That's incredible, ma'am. That's really nice. You're representing Jammu and Kashmir. And talking about the value system, you've studied from convent school, and when I've studied from a convent school, and there's a lot of value system, moral science, and all those things. So how do you implement those values in the youth today?
Well, this has become kind of more difficult and challenging now in the present scenario. So India is now moving to a developed nation. I mean, we are kind of marching towards a developed nation. I would not call that we are economically developed nation still. But since we are marching off, there are many things which are new to our students, to the younger generation. And plus with the opening of the social media, where lots of debates are happening and lots of social and economic debates are also happening, and also that the students are aware of a lot of things, and a lot of things are picked up from the social media, good or bad. I think it's our moral responsibility also to inculcate these values among the students. So we are trying to move there, and it's becoming a little difficult as well. But we are within the ambient of the cluster university. We are trying to create an atmosphere where the students learn to live in a diverse environment. And in my opinion, I feel that the diversity is one of the strongest points which India has, and to retain that diversity, it's very, very important. And to inculcate a value system where we have tolerance for others and we are tolerant towards everybody is a very important. Tolerant society is something which is very important.
You're absolutely right. I think there is no tolerance right now in the youth. And coming to the social media part which you were talking about, I think even a 3-year-old can operate a mobile phone. And talking about the youth, students who are in colleges, universities, they are prone to everything. They know what's happening in the world, whether it's in Russia, it's in Afghanistan, Pakistan, or USA. So I think there are pros and cons to social media. How do you encourage your students to stay away from social media?
That's the most difficult part. I think when I joined the college, I mean one of the colleges where our office was in the beginning situated. So the first thing which I saw was that my windows of the office were open in a garden where the students used to sit. And all I would see, it was a women's college, and all I would see was that women just clicking pictures and with their mobile phones, and that was all they could do. But we are trying to make them more savvy with a lot of courses which will go on. I mean, right now we haven't started that, but we really want to start some apps where all the study material goes on to the, we're in the process of doing that, all that thing, so that the study material is on the, everybody has a smartphone these days, so we want to utilize the smartphone in a manner where students get, and also the social media also, in the sense that we want some groups, we recognize groups, like we recently did a small little workshop with LinkedIn. And that's where we wanted that our students should go on with debates with other students and with other experts of the world, where they can ask for career options, they can ask for whatever help they want in their system as well. But it will take time. And it's something which I don't envisage that it will happen overnight or something.
I think there are a lot of apps in other countries, UK and USA, and we can do courses, online courses. And I don't know about Delhi and all, I don't know much about those states, but if we started in JNK, it will be a good initiative.
Now it's like, let me add to this particular thing, because UGC now, which is the body that controls universities, he has made it kind of little mandatory that there has to be a massive online courses which are to be developed by faculty, as well as students have to take some courses. So as a university, as the first step, this year we will start. We want our students to take at least 20% courses. We won't start it in the general degree, but we will start in our honours integrated program this year, that the students will take at least 20% courses from these online courses. I mean, at least in this semester we will make sure that this happens and there's a transfer of credit which happens.
So that's really nice. And the next question is, as you know, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he's come up with skill development. So let's talk about that, and how are you, implementing that in your university?
So what is actually happening was, earlier, so we had a yearly system initially. Now we've moved to a semester system. Now it's been a long time since we moved to there. Now the whole idea is that we should have a choice-based credit system. So in the ambient of choice-based credit system, the skill also comes into picture. So choice-based credit system is nothing but it's a cafeteria approach where the students have a basket of courses to choose out of. So that's where the student really picks up what he wants to have and what he wants to grab. I mean, he can have some core courses, and along with the core courses they have some electives which they want to do. Within the electives we also now have skill enhancement courses, which is also kind of a basket. For example, if you major in economics, and if your economics is your discipline core subject and political science is also your core subject, we also have along with that some skill enhancement courses, because what I personally feel is that we need now students which are job givers, not job seekers, because it's very, very difficult that we cannot have so many job seekers. So that's where we need to move now. So this skill enhancement, we are now trying to build up those courses, and we've kind of, as a policy in Cluster University, made it mandatory that we will have these skill enhancement courses, which will not be theory courses only, but they'll also have a practical training. Whether it is in arts, whether it's in sciences, economics or social sciences, any of those subjects. So that's what we are moving towards, and that's along with the national policy also, that to have skill development courses. And besides this, we will also have some vocational courses in the evening. Like we are recently going to start a course in accountancy, which is a 1-year course. And the student for 6 months will do theory, and for 6 months the student will do an internship, and that internship period the student will be paid a stipend also. And there is, I mean, this is with the chartered accountants, so the accountancy will be partly taught by chartered accountants and partly by our faculty. So this is an MOU which we have signed, and we'll start it as an evening course this year. So
That's a very good initiative actually. Do you have physical education, beauty and wellness courses, something like that?
There was something in the colleges, but it's not there. Not that the physical education, but we are planning to start a degree in physical education.
Not beauty and wellness?
Not at the moment.
Not at
the moment, but it is in a pipeline right now. So
any other new courses coming up?
We've started a course which is an integrated course in linguistics, because that was something which was missing in Jammu. And what we did was that we haven't focused only on English linguistics. We focused on all the languages, which is like physics, which is like Hindi, English, Dogri, Punjabi, the local languages. So we've touched 5 languages in that. So the student in the first 4 semester does general phonetics and things like that, and then in the 5th semester they bifurcate into different languages. It'll help in the sense that it'll help in translations, it'll help in understanding one language to another, it'll help to build translators, it'll help people to get absorbed in other subjects also, which is there. The other course which we've started, which is a newer course, is an integrated program in history, but it has a specialization in museology and archaeology. So this was something which was completely missing, and what we plan to do, because linguistics, museology, archaeology and music these are all kind of related, and fine arts
Yes.
also.
Yes.
So at the end of it, I want to start those two courses also, and then link up everything, so that we can understand our heritage, we can protect our heritage, we can protect other things also.
So, one message you would like to give to the students and their parents?
That's the most difficult task, and this thing I really want to tell the students that we need to really move forward, and it's the youth of today that would help us to move forward, and I really want to see this university through the eyes of youth.
Wow.
So I really want to go through, because that's what I said even in the beginning when I joined the university. I said this is a student-centric university. We want to focus what the students are doing, and we want to do that what they want to do, provided it's a genuine demand. If it's not a genuine demand, I would not. But I really want to look through the youth of because they are the tomorrow.
Yes. And last thing, one message to the parents. There's some parents, they want their children to become engineers, doctors, even now. One message to them, if their child wants to take a different field, out of the box.
I would still suggest that the parents should go by what the child wants to do, because that's very important. It's for their psychological building.
Exactly.
It's very, very important, and I would still suggest that you should. I mean, one can argue with them. I mean, sometimes this child is confused also.
Yes.
But one can argue, but I still feel that they should go by the child.
I'm really fortunate. I got a chance to meet you and interview you. It was my good luck actually, and it's a pleasure meeting you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure being here.